So as you can see, it's not nighttime like when I usually do these, but we got a nice little dark lighting going on in here, some natural light coming in, computer screens too, obviously, but man, we just had my favorite days in the visual novel the last couple episodes, man. It was so good. Obviously the fight with Saber and Gilgamesh, but for me, mostly everything surrounding that between Shiro and Saber. Obviously, the conflict they had beforehand, the date that led up to that, the parting ways, Shiro coming back that night, and then the fight with Gilgamesh, they both nearly dying. At the end of that fight, just Shiro being Shiro in the best way possible. And then by the end, Saber obviously calling Shiro her sheath, obviously the literal way, probably realizing he has Avalon, but also just a very cute metaphor of that of him being her sheath. I thought that was like the cutest moments, the most like, I don't know, it just felt so like oh, that's nice, you know. And then to top it all off, that same night, I finally understood the concept of fate. Stay the night, and you know the lyrics in uh Stardust and Brave Shine, I believe, and how it applies to Saber in this route, and then realizing how it applied to Rin and Unlimited Blade Works like that night. And I don't know yet about Heaven's Feel. I'll probably be playing it before actually seeing even movie 2 at this point. Certainly before movie 3 comes out, but oh man, like just understanding the concept of the series and seeing like the dynamic between Shiro and Saber just like crescendo throughout this whole entire route to that one night. And now we have to deal with the war. So, Kirei, Gilgamesh, Lancer, that is all that's left in the way. And I say all, but oh man. I know this is the first route, but I am so happy to know Kirei made it to the motherfucking end, man. Dude. And he played it off so well when Shiro visited the church and kind of surprised him with the talk of Saber not being a real servant. Obviously through her deal of getting the Grail, becoming a servant on the condition, rather giving herself as a heroic spirit to the throne of heroes as the condition for getting the Holy Grail. So it's like kind of predetermined in that sense. But also she's just like a fucking anomaly, which was also crazy to realize. So she's like similar to a guardian, but like not really. Very strange. But also not even that. She's her own like category of special in terms of being a servant. But yeah, like I was saying, not to get on too much of a tangent before I start, I just feel like it's important to preface because this may or may not be the last day. So I need to get all these things out the way before I reach the end and I just start harping on that for the entire end of this route. But yeah, I do believe that Shiro is going to fight Kirei. I think that's one thing that was kind of hinted when I watched I Need a Shiro, that little AMV. It was unintentionally revealed to me. But I assume that was Dean's Fate Stay Night version, so I'm not too worried if that's like a spoiler, because I have no context for that other than it makes sense. I mean, it's literally the last conflict in this route to be had, so Shiro fighting Kirei, that's actually hype for me. Like, holy fuck, I get to see Kirei be a badass even through the visual novel. Like I want to see him be a villain, you know. I love him so much as a villain. So but oh man, I hope Lancer gets a better go of it with whatever happens next. I assume he's not going to make it because E rank luck, but and also just Lancers don't make it historically. But hopefully it's not as a shitty way as you know I would expect. Hopefully not. But it seems like Gilgamesh is maybe gonna get another fight with Saber, given that I know about Shiro and Kirei. And I assume Rin's gonna be giving Shiro backup or Saber backup. I have no idea. I don't know what Rin could do to Gilgamesh, so I assume to Shiro. So, I expect Shiro to make it out of this, because I assume he survives every route. Because I mean, the story is told through his perspective. So if he canonically dies, which he does through the bad endings, but in progressing the story, it wouldn't make sense for him to die, I guess. So that's a little meta knowledge, but that's a little prediction. Shiro's gonna make it. He's gonna win somehow in the face of Kirei, Gilgamesh, and Lancer when they inevitably come face to face with him. Saber is gonna be saved, I guess. She didn't really relent the previous night to Shiro, but they had a very, very, like, the sweetest moment. And it honestly, you know, more than the original. Obviously, I know the originals were sex scenes, but I feel like this is a lot more cute and impactful in that way. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a sucker for emotion, but I thought that was really good. So maybe Shiro and Saber make it out. I don't know about Rin. I'm so worried about Rin. I'm so worried about Rin, because she is still like my favorite, because Unlimited Blade Works was my intro to Fate Stay Night. So I'm very partial to her. I just love her as a character, and she's just great. I don't know. That's a toss-up for me. I hope she makes it through, but I honestly can't call it. Either way, I think I'm finally ready to get into this day, whether it's the last one or the penultimate. It feels like the last, so let's go. Good lord, I might have to put a skip button for everyone. When I wake up, the sun is already way up. The sunlight coming in from outside is faint and the room is dim. I feel like it's still last night and shake my head violently. Seems my sleep-deprived body caught up on sleep, taking advantage of the darkness of the room. Seems it's already past 1 o'clock. Oversleeping this much can't just be called sleeping in.
Saber, 起きてるか?
There's no answer. Saber is sleeping next to me, slightly curled. I wake up when I'm not sleepy anymore, but Saber has to recover her magical energy. Considering how long she slept before, she probably won't wake up until dinner. Wow. I leave the room, trying not to wake Saber up. There's no need to wake her up right now. The contest begins at night. I don't think Lancer or Gilgamesh will appear during the day. Okay. Alright. So I have to come up with a plan, because they will make a move. They understand it's the endgame now. Putting Lancer aside, Gilgamesh will certainly come again tonight. Yup. I don't even need to think about it, considering his personality and the murderous intent he showed last night. But what should I do? He has an infinite supply of noble phantasms, and one of them even exceeds Saber's Excalibur. Berserker was a difficult enemy to defeat, but we still could fight him, even though we were inferior. We could look for a chance for a comeback even when he was pushing us. But he's different. It won't even be a fight right now. If he uses that noble phantasm called Ea, he will all die. There's no solution if I think on my own. Agreed. If Saber, Tosca, and I can't think of a plan, then... Oh my god. Oh my god. Fuck off. Fuck off, man. Oh shit. Okay. Alright, I'm adjusting the volume a little bit more. Hopefully it's a little bit more balanced between game volume and my voice. You might know a way to overcome this situation. King of Heroes Gilgamesh. Kotomine Kirei said that he would find some measure against that survivor of the last Holy Grail War. We can't find a countermeasure, but that priest might have already come up with the plan. Oh, he has. For you. Yes. I go up the hill. Oh my god, he's just going right now. Without Saber or Rin. Didn't even tell them. The sky is filled with gray clouds. The church is the only thing at the top of the hill. There's no one in sight, not even the sound of birds. Is it because of the dark sky? It looks more ominous than holy. Metaphorically, it feels like a gallows. Going up the long hill through the large courtyard, prosecuted before God and falling to hell.
なんだ。例え話になってないな、それ。
From the beginning, a church is a place where people die. A hospital is a place where they try to prolong life, but at the same time, it is also a place where people face death. A church is the same. In those terms, no place has more deaths than here. Oh, jeez. It's very fitting when you think about it. The wind is cold. Fastening my collar, I go up the stairs to the church.
Kotomine, 話があってきた。
I enter the chapel. There's no one in here either.
Kotomine?
Is he in the back again? Walking between the chairs, I walk to the altar. Pat, 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 pat. A dry sound echoes through the chapel. It must be designed for echoes as one person's footsteps fill the room.
Kotomine, いないのか?
I call out in a soft voice. It's certainly strange. I should be calling out in a loud voice if I'm calling for someone. I know he's somewhere in the back, so I should be calling out in a loud voice. But I advance, keeping my voice quiet, my footsteps quiet, and suppressing my presence. Is it because the chapel was so magnificent? I feel like as soon as I reveal my presence, something will surround me and cut my head off for disgracing God or something. I pass through the chapel and get out into the courtyard.
確か、Kotomineの部屋は。
I advance with quiet footsteps. Oh, he's gonna stumble on some shit. The church is complicated and I don't know where Kotomine's room is. My memory is vague, so I don't know I won't be able to get there. Something. I control my breathing. My throat is dry and it's hard to breathe. Why? Even though the hallway is cool, sweat forms on my brow. I stop calling out and examine the surroundings with all my senses. Oh, he's gonna find the murder basement. Do I have such... I don't know why. Why I'm walking silently, why my heart's beating so fast, why? An ominous feeling in this place. The same words repeat in my head. Go back, go back, go back, go back. Kotomine isn't here, so you don't have anything to do here. Go home since you're by yourself. Your decision is a mistake. Your actions are a mistake. Your chill is a mistake. Go back, go back. Go back. This isn't bad. There's nothing bad here. There is nothing here, so go home. Oh, fuck. I feel sick. I feel nauseous. At times like this, my chill is correct. My sense for danger is good enough for an amateur magus. That's why I can't stop. Pressing my pounding heart, I look for Kotomine's room. And in that way, I run into the darkness. I see stairs in the darkness. In a small indent between the walls one would normally miss because of the shadows is a narrow staircase. He's finding the murder basement. I shouldn't go down there. I'd bet money on it. Kotomine won't be down there. No one will be down there. There can't be down there. There can't be a down there. There can't be. Corpses. I shouldn't go in there. My neck stiffens. I enter the darkness. It's a room made of stone. The lights aren't on, but the room itself is glowing blue as if it's a living thing. It might be used quite often as the temple isn't dirty with dust or mold. How deep is this? I look up the stairs I've descended. The staircase is built along the wall in an arc. It must trace out a perfect half moon, as I can see the start of the stairs about 10 meters directly above me. Is it because there's no light? The arcing staircase that connects this underground and the outside world reminds me of a centipede crawling around this temple. And I notice the door, under the stairs. The symbol in front of me, beyond it an entrance to darkness is open. I approach the darkness as if drawn to it. I go through what appears to be an entrance into the place. Is it damp? The floor feels slimy, it's hard to walk on. It's like the time I cleaned the swimming pool at school. The feeling that bog moss covers the floor and the feeling that my leg would rot every time I step in it, it's fucking blood. I stop. It's because I'm scared by the nasty feeling of the floor, but more than that, because I smell an awful stench. I plug my nose in reflex. The smell isn't momentary but ongoing. It's not the smell of meat, but it's not gunpowder either. Is this formalin? The smell of medicine fills this room. Oh God. My senses were numbed as soon as I came underground. I don't feel any chills or pressures anymore. But still, my heart beats like it's expanding to twice its size and my hands are like they're going to crumble into pieces. And the worst thing is, my eyes have gotten used to the darkness. The darkness fades. A drop falls somewhere. Was that a signal? The things I couldn't see before are engraved into my eyes instantly. It is a living hell that's somehow familiar. There are corpses. There are corpses. There are corpses. There are corpses. There are corpses all around me. The smell of medicine covers the smell of death. That's the cause of the dripping sound. The water is dripping into the corpses' mouths. Oh my God. What the? The slightly open mouths take in the water. It must have been like that for many years as the lips are swollen and rotten and the jaws are decomposing on some. They're still alive? I tell myself that this isn't happening. I don't want to think that such a thing can happen. But I can't deceive myself. I can tell in a second. Even though there are this many corpses. No one is dead in here, fuck me. They're alive. They're alive. These things that can only be perceived as corpses, these things that used to have human shape are still quite alive. I remember a news story I heard somewhere. It was a story about a whale. About a guy who survived for a month after being swallowed by a whale. That huge creature has a huge digestive system to maintain its huge body. The great thing is, the creature has two of them. The first stomach is where it keeps all the fish it swallows. The next one is the one that digests all the creatures it stores. So the man who was swallowed lived for a month being slowly melted in the lightless, warm, stinking meat lacking in oxygen. In the stomach full of dead fish, he lived for a month as his clothes and hair melted. A month not knowing when he would be sent to the stomach. And then some fishermen killed the whale. And when they were cutting it apart, a smooth and slimy human came out of the stomach like an alien. Yeah, it's a tragic story, but this is just as bad. Why are they alive? Every corpse is deformed and they lack too many of the human characteristics. No limbs. Those that have had them cut off. Those that have had the ends decomposed, leaving only the bone. Those who are ground down in the cracks in the floor. Those who have become homes to bugs splattered on the walls. No matter how they came to be that way, they have no limbs remaining. And all of them are worn out like rotten trees. don't even need to know why. Corpses are being eaten by the coffin. I don't know how it works. It's just that the corpses are stuck to the coffin and the coffin is sucking nutrition out of the corpses. The flow of life. Coffin is sucking up magical energy. No, something close to the soul. Slowly. So not to kill the one it leeches off, and so as not to allow them to live. Sound of the wind that sounds like sobbing. Seems like screams coming out of the corpses' mouths. Their throats have already decayed and they cannot let out voices. It has already become just an organ to keep them alive. But still, the corpses are crying out. In almost inaudible voice, they scream with all their might. It must be the pain and the fear. They continue screaming, unable to stand losing their form and being eaten alive. I hear a sound. Coffin in front of me gasps. Oh my god. Drooling. An eye drops off as it turns its neck towards me. But still, it stares directly at me. The swollen lips move a little. It speaks in a voice that's not even a voice. Oh, Kirei. Kirei. This has become a horror. Like, of course I've known all this time that Kirei was despicable, but this is so... Where am I? And asks me that question. I'm right on the verge of screaming. No, I can't even scream now. Where am I? It doesn't say it hurts, nor does it ask for help, but it just says it doesn't understand why it's here. Is that the reason? He was like that before he realized it? He lived normally, went to sleep naturally, and was gasping here when he woke up? His limbs are already gone, sucked by that coffin, riding away from the ends, unable to move, and he can only believe this is just a bad dream. I might go insane. My heart might break from this scene and from this terrible spectacle. But why? Why do I recognize them? Oh my goodness, this is when he realizes they're the other kids. I've never seen them, but I recognize every one of the corpses. This is the first time I've seen them. They are people I shouldn't know. They are people unrelated to me, but why are they, as if knowing me, staring at me? The hospital, bro. And I have another question. Is it some coincidence, or do the sacrifices have to meet this condition? Why are all the corpses here children of the same age? Fuck! And then...
Yeah. よく来てくれたエミヤシロ。
Suddenly, I'm tapped on the shoulder from behind as if being greeted by a friend. My body freezes at this sudden event and I can't even turn around. But I don't even need to turn around to tell who the person behind me is. Kotomine Kirei, the priest of this church, the man who made this hell, and a devil I must not meet more than anything else in this place.
全く間が悪い。そろそろお前が来る頃だと思ってな。食事の準備をしに行ったのがまずかった。そら、前回はろくなもてなしができなかっただろう。私なりに気を使ったのだが、入れ違いになってしまったか。
I can't talk. The priest's hands are heavy on my shoulders. Oh, you're fucked. What have I done to you?
だが、不法侵入は感心しないな。そのようなことをすると、見なければいいものを見てしまう羽目になる。例えば、そう、お互いの関係を白紙に戻さざるを得ない真実を知ってしまうとか。
The priest's voice is more cheerful than I've ever heard it. Otamine Kirei, standing behind me with his hands on my shoulders, is definitely smiling. That's why I'm frightened.
どうしたエミヤシロ。話をしに来たのだろう。黙っていては意味がないぞ。拍子抜けだな。それほどこの光景は機械かね。
The priest says inhuman things in a cheerful voice. Does this man not feel anything when faced with this? Oh, he feels something. Not what he should, but he feels something. I don't even need to tell him this scene is outrageous.
なんだ、それは冷たいな。お前にとっては不快でも、そんなことはないと言ってやるのが情けだろう。そもそも、彼らとお前は兄弟のようなものだ。お前がそのような態度では、彼らも救われないと思うのだが。
Just now, what did this man say?
お前今なんて。
この死体たちとお前は仲間だったと言ったのだ。形はどうあれ、お前たちはあの地獄から生還した者たちだ。血肉のつながりはなくとも、その絆は兄弟のそれに近いと思うのだが、どうかな。
I see. That's why I thought I recognized them. This is a continuation of 10 years ago. And this place is the continuation of that hospital room. My head spins. Children who lost their homes and parents. They were supposed to be sent to an orphanage and stay there until they found someone who would adopt them. But I was adopted by Emiya Kiritsugu before that, and I did not know what happened to them afterward. I avoided thinking about it. The orphanage was the church on top of the hill. I could have gone there any time I wanted to. But still, I hesitated. I felt it wasn't fair for me to get adopted and then go see children who didn't get adopted. So if I was to meet them, it would be in town. We would meet accidentally, be able to talk normally, and we would be over the fire incident. I was looking forward to such a meeting, thinking that we would surely meet, as it's such a small town. So why have I not met even one of them?
見ね
そうだ、エミヤシロ。エミヤキリツグに引き取られていなければ、お前も彼らの一員となっていた。わかるか？お前はまたも一人だけで助かったのだ。周りの誰もが平等に死んでいくというのに、お前だけが輪を乱して生き延びた。どうかね。自分自身大した不平等だとは思わないか。
Joji does such a good job of conveying Hirei's just subtle but intense joy in such like horrible situations. My pulse returns. My frozen body defrosts in an instant.
いや、私は責めているわけではないぞ。むしろお前のそれは喜ばしい。エミやシローの生き延びる才能は大したものだ。実際、私もお前が最後まで残るとは思ってもいなかった。だからこそ、最後はこうして兄弟たちの再会させてやったのだ。
Shiro, I am so sorry. Do you remember, if any of you saw my my first band ending when I decided that Shiro should not join the Holy Grail War because I knew it would be a bad ending because I just had to see what would happen knowing Shiro would meet a horrible end if he did not make the right decision. Remember that? Kind of like the Undertale genocide route thing. This is exactly the same thing. I am still no better than Kirei. I'm a bit better because I don't do things like this in real life. But still, like, I am like deriving entertainment and just from this horrible thing happening to Shiro. Like, it's such like, oh my goodness.
お前は本当に運がいい。 ここは今日限りで閉める予定だったのだが
Lucky.
ギリギリで間に合ったな。今まで10年間サーバントの餌にするために彼らを生かし続けたが、それも終わりだ。やり始めた時ほどの濃い魂の摘出は望めぬし、もはや餌の必要もない。
てめえ
With that word, I break all restraints. I move my body, which had been bound. I fling the hands off my shoulders, throw myself forward, and turn to face the priest.
琴峰、お前が
I face him, placing enough distance between us. In that moment, I feel a powerful shock from behind me. Was it Lancer? That's weird. I can't breathe. A sharp horn is growing out of my chest. The horn looks like the head of a spear. Haiku. Not a haiku. Haiku. That's strange. How can a spear be growing out of my chest?
ああ、そういえば言っていなかったな。改めて紹介しよう。彼が私のサーバントだ。
I turn to look back. There, a blue spearman is standing, piercing my chest. The lance is pulled out of my chest. At the same time, a sharp pain runs through my head as if to burn my brain. The floor is painted red. I'm lying on the slimy floor. I push on my arms to get up, but my body is too heavy. I can't move. Not because I'm bound, but because I lack the things people need to move. The pain in my chest exceeds the blood loss's power to drive me unconscious. I can't pass out. I've taken fatal wounds several times before. They were all so bad that they even numbed my senses. But this is different. It's a fatal wound, but the pain is too real. And Saber isn't near, so Avalon ain't doing shit. My vision spins. As soon as I black out from the pain, I'm awoken by the next pain. I can't feel my limbs. Can't even tell where I am. All I feel are pain, nausea, and the temptation that would feel so good to just disappear.
殺してはいないだろうな、ランサー。それでは今まで残していた。
What? What? I can only hear voices. I have my eyes open, but I can't see anything.
命令は守るさ。たとえそれがいけすかねえものでもな。
Neutral bastard. Lancer's voice shows no emotion, but I can barely bear it now.
よろしい。では支度をするぞ、ランサー。マスターの窮地はサーバントに伝わる。セーバーが到着するまでおよそ半時というところか。
琴峰、このガキそこまでは持たねえよ。死なせたくねえんなら血止めぐらいはしとけ。
不要だ。死ぬのならそれで構わん。
My mind starts to pass out. Pain finally overcomes my brain and allows me to faint. I stop that by digging into my wound. The pain starts again. My fainting mind returns to the burning world again. I want to die. I want to die right now if this pain's going to continue. I know that. I know that, but if I faint here, I also know that I'll die. I can't even remember what I'm doing now. I feel like I'm floating in this white burning pain. But I grit my teeth and hold on to my disappearing consciousness. I can't let it end here. I can't retire so easily. I still have a promise I haven't kept. I believe she is more important than anyone. I can't just disappear here. Oh my god, that was the right decision. Are you kidding me? That was the right choice? Oh, no. When she wakes up, Shiro cannot be found. She thought he might be preparing a late lunch, so she makes her way to the living room, but she can find neither Shiro nor any lunch.
また一人で出歩いて。出かけるのなら声をかけてと言ったのに、どうしてシロは人の話を聞かないのか。
She complains to herself and sits by the porch.
まったく。一人で出歩くのが好きなのはわかりますが、これでは協力している意味がないではありませんか。
She swings her legs, not knowing what to do. She soon loses interest in that and looks up as if pondering. The whole sky is shaded in gray. Canopy of clouds is drifting slowly and an opening can be seen in the distant sky. Should be a clear sky tonight. Once the stars can be seen, tomorrow can be predicted. Still remembers how to read the stars, something she learned from her magus. She only used it to ask if her way was right, but she thinks about predicting a certain's future, just for tonight. And if possible, a bright future. She wants to predict the dangers ahead and guide him in the proper direction. The one she worries about is so reckless that she cannot sleep unless she does so.
さて、問題はこの町から観測できる星の位置ですが。
Come to think of it, she has never looked up at the sky until this day. All she cared about was winning the Holy Grail War and not reading stars for someone else. She knows it's not like her. She still tries to read the stars and she waits for nightfall to come. Honestly, this is a big change in her thinking. She continues to stare at the sky, thinking it's just like the young girls in love she has read about in stories.
ああ、セイバー。どこに行ったか知らない？
Y'all better find out.
リン。
She gets up like a robot.
なんでしょう。私は別に白の軍門に下ったわけではありませんが。
Wow. That's good. Not surrendering to Shiro, that she was actually daydreaming about him. She says so with the red face.
あれ？もしかしてお邪魔だった？
Rin smiles in an evil manner. She's living under the same roof, but even without that, Emiyashiro and Saber's reactions are easy to understand. She's sharp when it comes to others, so she already knows about them. So of course she's aware of what happened last night.
まあからかうのは後にしておいて、冗談抜きでシロを知らない？イリアの熱が上がってるみたいだから、ちょっと手伝ってもらおうと思ったんだけど。イリアスフィールが？彼女の容体は落ち着いたのではないのですか？それがどうにもね。シロには黙ってたけど、あの子そろそろ限界よ。聖杯戦争っていう儀式が終わらない限り、元には戻らない。今はまだかろうじて容量が空いているから余分な機能が働いている。けど満ちてしまえば一番不要な人間としての機能を捨てるしかない。イリアスフィールはね、聖杯戦争が進めば進むほど壊れていくように作られているのよ。
Right. Rin speaks annoyingly, but Saber does not understand what she is trying to say.
あ、いいのよ。今のはわからないように言ったんだから。イリアのことは置いておきましょう。
Oh,
ランサーのことだけどね。
maybe I should have went back
あい
home,
つのマ
but
スター誰だかわかったんだけど。
so what's the bad ending if I go back home? Or is this just a really long bad ending? Maybe so.
ランサーのマスターが判明したのですか？うん、まあ分かったっていうか、前から分かってたっていうか。実はね、ランサーのマスターは魔術協会から派遣された外来のマスターなのよ。それ自体はとっくに分かってて、ついさっきそいつの名前を見つけてきたんだけど。リン、そのような危険なことは避けるべきです。敵の陣地が分かったのなら私に言ってくれればいい。私だってそのつもりだったわよ。けどさ、外から様子を探ってたらどうもおかしいのよ。で、留守っぽいなって中に入ってみたら、あったのは血の跡と レイジュが亡くなった左腕だった。それ以外は何もなかった。体ごとレイジュを奪われ、しかもあの出血量じゃ生存は絶望的でしょうね。ランサーのマスターはとっくにやられてたのよ。
ではランサーはすでにいないのですか？10日前シロを襲った後に他のサーバントに倒されたと。
だったらいいんだけどね。結婚はもっと前のものだった。これどういうことかわかる？
サーバントを倒さず先にマスターを倒した。そうしてマスターからレイジュを奪い、ランサーと契約したマスターがいるということですか？ですが
残っているマスターは私とシロだけでしょ。けどランサーはまだ残っている。ってことはマスターじゃない魔術師がレイジを奪ってマスターになっているってことだけど、セイバー、そういうのってできるものなの？
いいえ、レイジの移植はマスターかサーバント、そのどちらかによるものだけです。いかに優れた魔術師といえどレイジを奪ったところでマスターにはなれません。
そう。じゃあもう一つ、マスターっていうのはさ、聖杯が消えてなくなってもレイジが残っていて、かつサーバントさえ残っていればいつまでもマスターなの？
Oh dear。
そうですね、リンの言う通りです。レイジとサーバントさえ残っていれば聖杯戦争が終わったとしても、その魔術師はマスターとしての権利を。
Saber realizes the meaning of Rin's question and swallows her words.
ではリンはランサーのマスターを殺し、ランサーと再契約したのはその…
ええ、それ以外ないと思う。そう思うとランサーの行動にも納得がいくのよ。あいつさ、他のサーバントの様子を探るのが役割みたいだったじゃない。戦えば自分の正体を明かしてしまうっていうのに、あいつは自分の正体を隠すでもなく他のサーバントにちょっかい出してた。それってつまりあいつは諜報専門だったってことでしょ？
同感です。私と戦った時も彼は最後まで戦わなかった。宝具を使った以上、見せた相手は倒すのが私たちの定石だというのに。
Well, I'm glad they've come to this conclusion and they can go straight there.
そう。だからランサーのマスターにはもう一人サーバントがいたのよ。ランサーに敵の正体を探らせておいて、その後に正体不明の戦闘性用のサーバントをぶつける。これって必勝法でしょ？まあランサーにしてみればいい迷惑だったろうけど、6人のサーバント全員と戦ってその手口を調べ上げた上で主の元に帰るんだもの。6人全てと引き分けなんてある意味とんでもないやつよね。
Indeed. Rin grows quiet and ponders. Did she follow suit? Saber feels a chill for no reason. Lancer's master has already been killed. An unknown master who uses heroic spirit of that degree just to collect information. As the master planned, the only servants remaining are Lancer and Saber. If the enemy is such a person, is it not dangerous to leave Shido by himself even during daytime? There were several enemies before, but there are no other enemies now. If they only have to defeat Shiro, the enemy might not follow their previous plan.
シロはどこに行ったのか知りませんか？
When she starts thinking like that, it will not stop. She cannot leave Shiro alone. Even now, Shiro might be in danger.
どうだろう。知らないから聞いたんだけど、もしかしたら綺麗のとこかな。あいつこの間も綺麗なんかに相談しに行ったんだし。
あの教会に？
何をセイバー、怖い顔して。琴峰教会に含むところでもあるの？
いえ、そういうわけではないのですが。
The church is not a holy place. It is stagnated with death to the same level as Ryudo Temple. The instant she regrets that Shiro might be there by himself. A vision of some other place pops into her head. She glares into the distance. She looks in one direction towards Kotomine Church on top of the hill. There's no time. Damn right. Saber leaps out to the yard and jumps onto the wall. Oh, we going to get Shiro, baby. Come on. Without even turning to Rin, she jumps off. She runs like a bullet. It's a trap, but she still needs to go. He reaches the place without stopping or slowing down. If anybody saw her, it would have just looked like a sudden gust of wind. The wind is clad in silver and blue armor. Saber is armed as soon as she sees the enemy's territory. She did not intend to arm herself. She had decided to arm herself once she entered the church. She could not help it. As soon as she saw the church, her mind burned up and made her arm herself. And thank God for her abilities. Her chest is burning. The nausea that has been assaulting her is not hers. It is the chill coming from her master, a hopeless scent of death. Does not know what is going on. The only sure thing is that Emiyashiro is on the verge of death. And there is no time. His wound could cause him to die at any second. Pain and the chill going around her body cause a sickening nausea. It is less than 1,000th of the pain Emiyashiro is feeling. She still cannot stop her nausea. She pukes everywhere. Her master is wounded that badly. He will not live. She will not make it even if she rushes with Godspeed. He is dying right now and she might lose her master in front of her eyes. The instant she imagines that, her rationality vanishes. She just has to rush to her master as fast as possible. If Godspeed is not fast enough, she just has to break through the reason of God. Fortunately, this is God's house, and her enemy is God's messenger. Her angry glare stares down the church. She crashes through the door and enters the chapel. She does not see the chairs. She ignores the path, goes through the chapel, through the courtyard, and down the stairs leading underground. All that's left are the demolished walls and floor of the church. Incidentally, she is not that violent. She tried to open the door softly and did not put that much magical energy into her legs when she kicked off the ground. She merely could not control them. She goes down the stairs and reaches the underground temple. The sense of death is near. Actually seeing it, her anger goes over the limit. Anger toward herself and anger toward the enemy who did such a thing. She cannot even hear the voice of Lancer blocking her way. He is straining at her limits and it seems she cannot loosen up no matter what happens. Her master is down in the darkness, in the back room. In the middle of the room full of live corpses, he is on his stomach. Blood is pouring out of him and his gasping can be heard even in this temple. He is alive. All the while she is relieved, she shakes from having left him for so long in that state.
Shiro.
Real quick phone call. I'm back. Sorry, it is blazing hot in this house and we're getting a AC unit installed. Oh man. Like I've been feeling it while I've been reading. Like I'm so into it, but it's just so hot. Hopefully it's not affecting my voice too much, but I have to see if this is a bad end or not, because I'm so concerned. Saber heads to the back room, but there's a guard in front of it. A guard dog. Holding his lance behind him, the blue spearman looks at Saber with fearless eyes.
Yo. Saber.
She does not hear his voice, so she does not stop. Swing. Fuck out of here. It is as one would expect from him to block it while he was talking. Lancer blocks Saber's surprise attack, but could not defeat its power as he retreats to the wall. But that makes the hindrance go away. There is no time to fight Lancer now. She has to save her master who is on the verge of death.
Saber
stops at the entrance. Is it because of the curse of Gay Bolg?
いや、何な。そいつの胸を串刺しにしたのは俺なんだが、実はこれは二度目でね。以前は確かに殺したってのに生きてやがったもんだからな。
貴様、シローにゲイボルクを使ったのか。
安心しろ。心臓は外してやった。だが呪いはそのままだぞ。セイバー、貴様とてこの槍の呪いは知っていよう。因果を逆転させる原因の槍。こいつの呪いを受けた者はよっぽどの幸運がない限り運命を変えられない。まあ単純に言ってしまえば、ゲイボルクによってつけられた傷は癒されることはない。呪いを受けた者は決して回復できず、死に至るまで傷を背負うことになる。この世にこの槍がある限りな。
You better break it. That changes the air. Saber's eyes finally regain intelligence.
ようやく理解できたか。そこの坊主を助けたいんだろ。ならまず俺との決着をつけなくちゃな。
Lancer's beast-like killing intent comes at Saber. It is true that Lancer is serious, but
正気ですか、ランサー。この狭い室内で僧兵であるあなたが剣士である私と戦うと、今ならば見逃します。その槍を置いて去りなさい。このような不本意な戦いで
damn,
あなたの首を取る気はない。
she is so confident. Saber, I don't think you have time to be cocky or to point that out.
それ
Rather,
こそ愚行じゃねえのか。一体どこの英霊が自分の相棒を置いてくってんだよ。俺は何も取引をするためにそいつを刺したわけじゃない。俺はな、お前と殺し合いをするためにここにいる。
fair fucking enough. There is no dishonesty in his words. Lancer does not intend to let either of them leave here alive. For him, this is the first and last battle where he can go full strength. Lancer's wish is not for the Holy Grail. He wishes only for battles appropriate to heroic spirits. Such a simple wish that should have been easily granted to a normal servant was never granted him until now. Therefore, he has no intention of losing out on what might be his last chance. Even if it happens to be an unfavorable situation for him.
いいでしょう。ならばその槍を見事叩き切って捨てるだけだ。
Oh, let's go. Saber readies her invisible sword and faces the Blue Knight.
よく言った。白状するとな。貴様が最後に残ってくれて嬉しいぜ、セイバー。
Yeah. Lancer's lance runs like a flash of light. Saber confronts it straight on. The rematch begins with both of them executing powerful blows. Interlude out. I can't believe this was the right choice. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts. All I can hear is my own breathing now. I might have a fever that could burn someone to ashes, as it feels like my brain is already melting and pouring out of my ears. Stop, 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 stop. I mean, that's still super creepy. Something's wrong. Feels like I don't have a brain anymore. But my body still keeps telling me about the pain and my head accepts it. My head isn't the only thing that's empty. I don't know where my heart or stomach are either. The nausea is unbearable. There's nothing left to throw up, but the nausea increases without limit. I endure the infinite repetition with gritted teeth. I can stay conscious. It's my pain, so only I have to endure it. There's no problem there. Oh my, that is so fucking sad. So, the problem is the voices. My head is empty and I can only hear my breathing, but these voices still echo in my head. I don't even need to think whose voices they are. I'm going mad. Every time I hear their voices, I'm stabbed in the chest. It's not scary. I just don't have any way to atone to them. No matter how much they beg for help and no matter how much I want to help them, I can't help them. I won't ask them to stop calling to me. It's just that no matter how much they call, I can't help them. Can't save them. That's why I think I'll go crazy if this continues. No matter how much they ask, I cannot assent. All I can do is to end it for them. I can only fix the contradiction of the living dead. I can only make the creator of this hell atone for his sins. I can't take back any sad events or miserable deaths. That's my limit. A superhero only exists to straighten out what has already happened. Who was it that said that? Since I denied those words, I am being cornered right now. To be honest, I want to run away. I have no way to save them. I can only listen to them. I have no miracle to grant them. I don't have enough power to deny his claim that a superhero is only so strong. And if I had a miracle that could save them, would I use it? Oh no. I hear a voice. It's coming from right behind me, but I can't hear what it's saying. My vision is blurry. There's nothing in front of me. All I sense are the voices asking for help and the figures that are already dead.
よくやっているが、やはりセーバーにはかなわぬか。どちらにせよ、あと一人分のサーバントは必要な。それがセーバーであろうとランサーであろうと構わないのだが、その前に選定をしなくてはなるまい。
I can't hear anything, but this man's voice echoes in my head.
さて、出番だ。もう少し前に行こうか。エミやシロ。
What's his plan? Where's Gil? My head is lifted. The man grabs my head and pulls me forward. That lets me feel the man behind me. The man has swallowed black corruption. His heart is black and it seems like he's surrounded by an unknown darkness. The black corruption reaches in from the outside world and it's like a chain binding the man. I don't know what it means. Only one thing is clear. This man, Totomina Kirei, was just like me. His body had some kind of fatal wound and he is compensating for it with that unknown something. Oh my goodness. When Kiritsugu shot him in Fate Zero and he woke up from the mud. As I heal using Saber's powers, Totomina Kirei is maintaining his corpse-like body with this black corruption.
そこまでだ、セイバー。斧が主を救いたいのならば、その剣を収めるがいい。
What is going on? My vision is still blurry and I cannot even raise my head.
ランサーも引け。もともと私たちは聖杯を求める同志ではないか。そうむやみに殺し合いなどするものではないぞ。
A gloomy laugh.
それを信じろというのですか。ランサーのマスターを殺し、今また私のマスターを手にかけようとする貴様の言葉を信じろと。
Who is he talking to? I can't hear the voice, but the sound rings through my fainting mind like a bell.
信じたまえ。私はお前たちと争う気はない。季節してこのような形になってしまったが、お前たちが聖杯を取ろうというのなら邪魔はしない。もとより私の役割は聖杯の持ち主を見極めることだ。ここまで残ったお前たちには十分すぎるほど資格がある。
Oh, fuck off.
望むのならば今ここで聖杯を与えてやってもよいのだが。
ここに聖杯があるというのか、貴様は。
あるとも。聖杯はどこにでもある。聖杯とはもとより形のない器だ。いつどこで何に呼び出すかによって完成度が変わるのだが、無論サーバントが残り一人にならなければ聖杯は未完成だが、その出来でも大抵の願いは叶えられるだろう。それで満足がいかぬのならば、その時こそ最後の殺し合いを始めればよい。いや、私としては気乗りがしないが、お前たちが望むのならば付き合おう。決着をつけるのはその時でいいのではないかな、ランサー。
よくはね、そんな回りくどいことをする必要はない。白黒つけるなら今すぐできるだろう。
この状況でか。室内ではお前には不利だろうし、セイバーとて主が気になって戦えまい。これではお前にとって満足のいく戦いとは言えないが。
A spitting sound. It seems the man has reluctantly agreed.
いいさ。なら一つ聞かせろ。聖杯ってのは何だ？あれは残り一人にならなければ現れないものじゃなかったのか？俺たちを呼んだ連中は初めからペテンにかけてたってことか？
いや、事実ではある。聖杯はサーバントが残り一人にならなければ現れない。だが聖杯を下ろす器は別だ。
Oh, Ilya.
あれは初めから形あるものとして用意され、聖杯召喚の時まで力を流し込まれていく。残るサーバントがあと2人だけという状況ならば、すでに聖杯としての力を持ち始めていよう。そうであろう、セイバー。お前とて前回最後まで残ったサーバントだ。そう、聖杯は常にここにあり、生贄の地で満つる時を待つ。だがそれは虚しいとは思わないか？何も残り一人になるまで付き合うことはない。お前たちの望みを叶えるだけならば今の状態でも可能だろう。ならばここで意味のない摂取をすることもあるまい。
そうですね。確かに貴様の言い分は正しい。だが、だとしたら貴様は何者だ？貴様の目的は聖杯を手に入れることではないのか？
私は選定役だと言っただろう。ふさわしい人間がいるのならば喜んで聖杯は譲る。そのためにまずはお前の言葉を聞きたいのだ、エミヤシロ。
My body moves. My head is grabbed and my body is lifted. It hurts. The wound in my chest opens up. The pain makes my vision go white. Oh, this heat is making me sleepy.
貴様！
案ずるな。ただ返事を聞くだけだ。聖杯は求めるものにのみ答える。己のマスターが聖杯にふさわしいかどうか、お前とて興味はあろう。
それは無駄だ。シローは聖杯を欲しがらない。私のマスターはお前のようなゲスではない。
ああ、この男は初めからそう言っていたな。
Real quick, guys, I'm sorry. I'm gonna turn my fan on the lowest setting. Point it away. Just barely touching me. Be right back. Feels way better.
だがそれは本心ではあるまい。あらゆる人間に闇があるよう、この男にも影はある。 例えばそう。10年前のあの日、この少年は本当に何も恨まなかったのか。
Hold on. What's he saying? The fire 10 years ago has nothing to do with this. This is meaningless. Nothing should come out of it.
その傷を切開する。さあ、懺悔の時だ。エミやシロ。
Oh, that is a nasty line coming from you, sir. My back arches. My mind reverses like electricity is running through it. In place of my fading mind, a red vision appears. Stop. 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 There's no meaning in this. No one will be saved if I remember this now. Everybody died. Everyone was dead. I was the only one wandering through the fire. The houses had burned down with burned up corpses under them, and sounds of crying came from all around. I walked alone. I sought help and I wanted someone to save me, so I kept walking, not looking to the side. Stop. All the while, how could I think that no one was asking for help from me when I could still move? Stop. Yeah, I noticed. There's no way I couldn't have noticed. I walked through it all. I ignored the voices sobbing in pain. I ignored the voices going mad trying to escape. I ignored the screams of those not wanting to die. I ignored the pleas of mothers wanting me to take their children. Fuck, man. I even ignored the dying eyes that could not ask for help. I kept walking, only seeking help for myself. What a fucking thing to live with, man. I cannot imagine people who go through this kind of thing in like war-torn countries, or even incidents like this where there's like a fire in a building and people are screaming for help, but you just keep moving and you can't think of anything but survival, but you hear them and like, I just can't imagine living with this. I was tired of looking at corpses. I was already tired of seeing people die in pain. I thought I couldn't save them. I thought they would die no matter what I did. That's why I never stopped. Stop. I thought I had to live even a second longer because I had to go that far. If there were people who died without being able to do anything, as long as I could do something, I thought I had to live. Stop. But my heart was almost crushed. I held back my tears and walked on in search of an escape. It was hard to live on while ignoring the pleas for help. I knew it would be easier if I apologized, so I never apologized. I believed that would be my only sincerity, as I could not do anything. Stop. As I wished, I alone was saved. The only ones at the hospital were children unfortunate enough to be in areas near where the fire occurred. I didn't want to know about it, but the man in the white coat told me. In that area, I was the only survivor. Stop already. I saw people dying in pain. I saw just as many sad people, because there was a funeral for all those who died in a big building. Every kind of sadness and affection for those that died. I thought that... Just stop. I had to remember every single bit of it. It's only natural. That many people wanted to be helped and not one of them had their wish granted. So, since my wish was granted, I thought it was only natural for me to take on their deaths. No, I could not hold my head up unless I thought so. No more. That's why I frantically chased after Kiritsugu. For those I couldn't save and for the things I couldn't do, I admired a superhero who could save anyone. But it was me crumbled away as I ignored the pleas for help. This adds like a whole extra dimension. Like I knew his survivor's guild was like such a big part of why he didn't care about himself and why he was so stout on helping others more than himself. Because in his mind, he believes it was the exact opposite that happened back then. That he only thought of himself back then and ignored it and saved no one. And then when he was saved out of everyone, by someone of all the luck, by someone who was going through a very similar ordeal. It's just so fucked, man. I kept moving forward with an empty mind. No more. The people I didn't save taught me that I had to go on. What was lost within all that? I just thought about going forward in place of all the people that died. I couldn't think of anything else. I sealed any memories before that so that I would never think about them. People kinder than anyone else. Memories of those who were my parents, so as not to recall them and go back. I sealed them tight thinking I was already dead. Don't open it. Not painful. Emiyashiro was happy being adopted by Emiya Kiritsugu. So,
それを間違いだと思ったことがいい。
I'm telling you, don't open that. Pain. The pain in my chest pulls me back to reality. My nausea doesn't stop. My limbs are numb and my head is burning. My breathing is ragged. Their voices are echoing in my head. I throw up blood. Is it because my body is dying or because I cannot endure those voices? My chest hurts. My chest hurts. My chest hurts. I can't plug it even if I try. What hurts is the pain inside. It will keep hurting as long as the memory is there and it will never heal. It's an illusion. I see a figure that should not be here. So I have to bear this. I can't think about wanting to die. If she is here, even in illusion, I have to act like I'm alright.
深い傷だ。これでは癒されぬままでは苦しかろう。エミヤシロ。お前はそのままで一生を終えるべきではない。
I hear the priest's voice. The voice is totally unlike him, filled with compassion.
お前は聖杯などいらぬと言ったな。だがどうだ。仮に10年前の出来事をやり直せるとしたら、お前は聖杯を欲するのではないか。あの出来事で失われたもの、すべてを救うのだ。あの事故をなくし、エミやキリツグなどにかかわらず、本来の自分に戻れる。それこそが、お前自身を救う唯一の方法ではないのかな。
And yet another parallel with Saber. Redo the incident 10 years ago. Redo myself who survived by not saving anyone? No more than that. If I could make that incident as if it never happened so that no one would be hurt. I shake my head. I reject that vision with my burning head. I spit at my own weakness. Because I hear their voices. My fingers feel the wet floor. Help. They all want to go back to that day. Yeah, I wanted that too. But it can't have been as bad as you guys. Even after Kiritsugu adopted me, I went to the burned field often to look at the scenery. I went to the place where nothing remained, opened the door that didn't exist, walked through the hallway that didn't exist, and smiled at my mother who wasn't there anymore. I wanted to return to the days before it happened. I awaited the day when I would wake from this bad dream. That didn't happen, and I accepted reality. But if I could obtain a world where it didn't happen and where nobody got hurt, that would certainly be...
さあ、答えよ。お前が望むのならば、聖杯を与えよう。
The priest with the Holy Grail says so. I wish these voices will go away. Orphans like me. If fate had taken a slight turn, I would be there as well. So I don't even need to think about this. I don't need to think about it, so why? I stare straight at the dead corpses, and I reject them. That is my answer. It doesn't matter what the Holy Grail is. I can't wish to regenerate the dead nor to change the past. My cheeks are hot. Every time I say such a miracle is impossible, tears poured out from vexation. I wonder why miracles wishing for such normal happiness are too much for people.
それを可能とするのが聖杯だ。万物すべて君の望むままとなる。
The priest says so, but I can't agree. Even if I could redo the past, I must not take back what has already happened. Because if I do that, everything would be a lie. Those tears, those pains, those memories, that cold reality that hurts my heart, all of it. There were people who died in pain. There were people who risked their lives to save others. There were people who mourned for the deaths. But then, if everything were taken back and it did not happen, where would all of those go? The dead people would not come back. Reality cannot be overturned. To continue on remembering the pain and the weight. Isn't that how lost things remain? People will eventually die, and death itself is sad. But pain shouldn't be the only thing that remains. A death is painful, but it also leaves behind bright memories. As I am bound by these people's deaths, as I am protected by my memories of Kiritsugu, I believe memories become constraints and change the people living now. Even if they are memories that will eventually be forgotten. Just because you're correct, Kirei.
そうか。つまり
Doesn't mean you're right.
聖杯なんていらない。俺は置き去りにしてきたもののためにも自分を曲げることなんてできない。
I declare so within my pain. I control the pain in my fading consciousness and manage to stay up on my knees. Then I finally realize I can't hear the voices. Voices aren't echoing anymore. I don't know how they took my answer. But it is sad that they closed their eyes without a single grudge. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That is the answer her master arrived at. The anger she bore until just a moment ago has disappeared. She is at a loss for words, staring at her master.
その道が今までの自分が
With his bloody body, with his ragged breath, controlling his tears.
置き去りにしてきたもののためにも自分を曲げることなんてできない。
He has apologized to everything he has stepped on, but he still declares that he will not change his path. Her vision wavers. She cannot breathe right either. She knew of his past. As Miyashiro has seen Saber's past, she has also seen his. That is why she thought he would nod. No, she thought he had to nod. She wanted to say that it was not his fault. If he could hear, she wanted to say that it is not something Miyashiro should be burdened with. But still, he denied it. No matter how painful the past, one cannot redo it. She almost collapses. Those words are too heavy for her. Making an oath and devoting everything you have to its accomplishment, she had felt that their ways were similar. But that was just conceit. Only she thought they were similar. They could not be similar. His mind is strong, and she, only able to deny his words, was wrong.
自らの救いではなく、自らの願いを取ったか。
The priest lets go of the boy. He looks down at him in annoyance and walks past him as if he's lost all interest in him.
ではお前はどうだ、セイバー。小僧は聖杯などいらぬという。だがお前は違うのではないか。お前の目的は聖杯による世界の救済だ。
This is weird. I don't like this.
よもや英霊であるお前まで小僧のようにエゴはかざすまい。
Her heart is shaken by his question. The priest says he will give the Holy Grail. He will give her the Holy Grail if she has a goal and a wish she wants granted.
それは。
There was no reason to refuse. She fought for that alone. She became a servant for that reason alone. So, what Shiro said does not matter to her. To obtain the Holy Grail, Saber.
では交換条件だ。セイバー。
Oh my fucking goodness.
マスターを殺せ。その暁には聖杯を与えよう。
If this is a bad ending, I'm walking the fuck away. I'm walking the fuck away from this computer if this is a bad ending. If Saber does this, she would do anything. It is an unexpected proposal. She cannot understand it. It's not that she cannot understand his words, but such a choice has never existed for her.
どうした？迷うことはあるまい。今の小僧ならば、死んだということにも気がつかないうちに殺せるぞ。第一、もはや助からない命だ。ここでお前が引導を渡してやるのも情けではないかな。
The priest steps aside. Before her is the door leading to the underground cemetery and a collapsed figure. He walks as if drawn to it. She walks past the priest and enters the damp room. Be right back. Thank the gods, the AC unit man is here. Let's continue. This room is hell. He writhed in his place and he was shown his dark side, and yet he declined the priest's offer. If Saber takes his choice, I'm evaluating every choice I've made in this game. A while back, someone mentioned something about a choice that depended on how many Saber points you had. I think I fucked up. She places her hands on her sword. At her feet is her master, breathing painfully. The end of a long journey. The Holy Grail she desired at the cost of her life. It will be granted just by swinging her sword down. After all, a master and the servant cooperate only until they obtain the Holy Grail. Even if it ends here.
どうした？何をためらう？聖杯と引き換えなのだぞ。交換条件としては破格だと思うのだが。
The priest's words are true. It is strange to hesitate now, but still.
その道が今までの自分が間違ってなかったって信じている。
Those words will not leave her.
私は。
It is vexing, but she isn't like Shiro. She wants to redo everything. On that day, there was someone better suited to become king, someone else to pull out the sword. And that person must have been able to build a more peaceful country. That is her heart that holds her country dear. That is the doubt of the girl Arturia before she became a king. That mind. The mind she left behind on the day she drew the sword. Why did she not realize it before?
置き去りにしてきたもののためにも自分を曲げることは
I fuck with Shiro so heavy for that. That is her heart that holds her country dear. It is the mind of a girl before she became a king. But it is not the heart of the king. The only one the king believed in was herself. To deny that will be to deny everything she has taken away. Things lost will never return. Her master continued to appeal in his pain. His figure hurts her so much. What did she tell him? That she could not start a new life. She continued to refuse him, saying that she had a duty as the king. What duty is that? To resurrect the destroyed country? Choose a more appropriate king? Or does she only wish to make that destruction never have happened?
それは違う。
Yes, that is wrong. He was raised and lived as a king. There was no mistake. So if the result was ruin, why could she not accept it? There are no regrets. If one can be proud of one's life, one should not wish for another chance.
そういうことなのですね。シロ。
Shiro's lamentations pierced her heart. He said that the tears would go away, that the pain would go away, that the heaviness in her heart would go away as well. That is salvation by elimination. But if everything were made to never have happened, what would happen to all the things taken away? He has taken away many things and killed many. To bear the pain and regret, it is the requiem. So if she wishes for another chance, it should be from this moment on and not from the past. If there is something she could not do. Is Saber saved? Did Shiro save Saber? Is this it? Oh my god. If there is something she could not do, she could not go back to the past to accomplish it. Rather, she must start to establish the wishes that never came true from this moment on. But she is no longer a king as she lost her country. Her wish should be for herself as he says. No, that is not something that should be wished for. It was her decision to become king. It was never painful for her. Even if no one understood or accepted her, she believes that what she desired was something she can be proud of. At the least, the girl pulled the sword out believing so. That is the answer. Just like him, that is the only answer she can be proud of. She remembers the oath that she made a long time ago. Something she has kept to herself. She decided to fight, even if it meant losing everything and fighting everything.
私が愚かだった。
The oath of the king to fight even in that condition. The king protected the country, but the country did not protect the king. That is all. The result was cruel, but if there was nothing to be ashamed of in the process,
求める必要などなかった。
she swore to accomplish her duties as king. Even if the result was her destruction, she fulfilled that oath until the very end. So she does not need anything else. Yes, she did not want everything. From the beginning, there was only one thing she wanted. She lost many things to obtain it, but there was something she protected until the very end. With that in mind, let her end the dream that was never granted.
聖杯は欲しい。けれど、シローは殺せない。
Pointing her sword at her enemy, she says so from the bottom of her heart.
なんだと。
わからぬかゲロー。そのようなものより、私はシローが欲しいと言ったのだ。
That's why her role is already determined. To be his sword and shield. And so she could not hesitate any longer.
聖杯はいらぬというのか、セイバー。
聖杯が私を汚すものならばいらない。私が欲しかった。
Wow.
もうすべて揃っていたのだから。
Shiro fucking did it, man. It took this entire Holy Grail war. But he has saved Arturia Pendragon. Yes, everything was there. Her pride as a knight and her oath as the king. Even the dream the girl Arturia wished for. Holy fuck. I certainly heard those words. The confession of the girl who wished for the Holy Grail. She confessed that she no longer needs such a thing. Can I say this song does not play often, but every time it does, I'm like, yes. Controlling my ragged breath, I call her name. Even though I can't see her, I can tell she's nearby. The pain is subsiding. I don't know if it's because she's near me, but the wound is starting to heal up. Yeah, that's why.
立てますか、シロ。動けるのなら、私の手に触れてください。
You're so cute. I take her hand. My vision recovers. Energy starts to flow into my weak body.
Saber, これは。
Avalon.
はい。いかにゲイボルクの呪いといえど、今のシロには通じません。
Oh my god.
私のそばにいてくれれば、じき感知するでしょう。それより。
Lancer's like, what the fuck, man? Saber turns to look toward the underground temple. Beyond the door, at the exit of this room stands the last master, Kotomine Kirei, and Lancer.
そうか。
He observes us as if seeing us for the first time.
お前たちは。
You sound like Gilgamesh. He spits this out in an emotionless voice. This sounds like a different version of this song.
これではやはり聖杯は私が預かるしかないな。だがそうなると少々手荒い話になる。私の望みを叶えるのであれば聖杯は完全でなければならない。エミやシロ、悪いがお前たちにはここで死んでもらわなくてはならなくなった。
Ain't gonna be no shinderu. I try to stand ready, but my body still won't move. I can barely stand by taking Saber's hand. I can't fight like this, and more than anything, I'll be a burden on Saber.
その心配は無用です、シロ。あなたはここにいてください。あのマスターとランサーは私一人で十分です。
ほう、それは大きく出たな。これは逃げた方が賢明かな、ランサー。
Lancer doesn't respond. First of all, Kotomina doesn't sound like he's in danger. He's just saying he's scared of us.
コトミネと言いましたね。倒す前に聞いておきましょう。あなたの目的は何なのです。聖杯の選定役である身で何を望むというのですか。
さて、言ってしまえば娯楽のためだが、それほど急を要しているわけではなくてね。実を言うとな、セイバー。私も聖杯にはそう関心はないのだ。ただあれは私の趣味に合っている。私以外にふさわしい持ち主がいないのであれば、もらい受けてやるのが世のためだろう。
Kirei is so interesting, man.
ざれ言を。マスターを殺し、自らマスターになった男が何を。貴様は初めから聖杯を手にするつもりだったはずだ。
なに、ただの拾い物だよ。ランサーのマスターを始末したのは、外からの魔術師は何かと厄介だったからだ。
Wow.
聖杯がああいうものなのだと外部には知られたくないのでね。早めに退場してもらったのだが。
Yeah, Ku's cool. He's cool. He's just neutral. He don't give a fuck.
円滑に殺し合いを進めさせる手駒が利用だったこともあり。
Also, he's Irish freaking Hercules. Purely useful as far as servants go. What? Then Kotomine became a master by killing Lancer's master? Yeah, he's barely finding out.
そうか。貴様が何者であるかはもう聞かない。だが、 選定役として責務を果たしてもらうぞ。今回の器、魂の杯はどこにある？
何？まさか知らずにかくまっていたというのか。
Iliasville. He gasps in surprise, but only for an instant. After looking us over with pleasure, he snaps his fingers to bring in the last character. Oh my god. Hello, Gilgamesh. The two tense up. Hard footsteps descend from above.
さて、お前たちには不要だろうが、紹介ぐらいはしておこう。彼はアーチャーのサーバット。前回の聖杯戦争で私のパートナーだった英霊だ。
Partner is a good word. The golden knight appears. It is Gilgamesh, the king of heroes. The atmosphere changes immediately. Gilgamesh, appearing suddenly, crosses the temple and stands by Kotomine. In his casual-ass attire.
このような場所で、しかも邪魔者を交えて決着をつける。
So, huh? What are we doing? Oh, cool.
お前にしてはあまりいい演出とは言えないが。
それを言うな。私とて予想外なのだ。文句は後
Yeah, Kirei was hoping Saber would just kill Shiro and take the grail for herself, which is pretty entertaining from his perspective, but obviously it didn't go as planned because they're not like him.
なんだ、承知しているのならばいい。だが、そのヤヒな男はどうにかならんのか。
Oh, Lancer? Oh no, don't you say the words. Don't you say the words.
どういうことだ、コトミネ。その男がお前のサーバントだと。
Don't you dare. Leave Lancer alone. Kirei, don't you do it. Don't do it.
お前には説明していなかったな。彼は前回の私のサーバントだ。聖杯戦争が終結した後、意見を同じくしてな。彼は私に従い、私も彼がとどまるにふさわしい食事を用意することで、こうして協力関係になったというわけだ。
それがあのいけすかねえ部屋ってわけか。そりゃいいが、なぜ俺に黙っていた？
言う必要があるとでも、それとも何か彼と共同戦線を張りたかったのか、お前は。
冗談。そんな野郎と手を組むなんざ、死んでもお断りだ。
I don't think I've seen Ku and Gilgamesh interact yet, so this is pretty cool. Now there are three. Lancer is by the stairs and Gilgamesh is standing in the temple. Very scary for Shiro. There's no way we can win. We can't even match Gilgamesh, and we can't even run away, and we can't even run away if Lancer's there as well.
コトミネ、お前、奴のことは知らないって。
I lied.
人聞きが悪いな。私はこれでも神父だぞ。虚言など口にできぬよ。
そんなことあるか。お前は確かに前回から残ったサーバントは放っておけないって。
ああ、私とて驚いたのだ。アーチャーには待機を命じていたというのに、
Technically,
指示を破って
yeah,
お前
okay.
たちを襲ったのだからな。アーチャーを調べれば、いずれ私に突き当たるのは道理だ。故に、今後の対策を練らねばならなかった。どうだ、何一つとしてお前を測ってはいまい。
I'm pissed. That guy tricked me and I came straight to the enemy's base. Yeah, dum-dum.
貴様がアーチャーのマスターだというのか。
そうだ。10年前の再現になったな、セイバー。もっとも、あの時私はすでにキリツグに倒され、最後の場面には立ち会えなかった。お前と顔を合わせるのはこれが2度目で。そして
答えろ。アーチャーはなぜ残っている？あの火事はなぜ起きた？ キリツグに倒されたというお前はなぜ今も生きている？
Saber is angry as there's hatred in her voice. A question long unanswered. As if asking about the crime of the disaster 10 years ago.
そのようなこと言うまでもなかろう。10年前不完全ながらも聖杯は満ち手に取ることが可能だった。私はそれに触れただけだ。キリツグとお前は強力だったのでな。分断させるための目くらましが欲しいと願ったのだが、あのような目くらましが起きるとは私も驚いた。
This is news to me. Hold on. Could that be?
ではあの火災は貴様が聖杯の力で起こしたものだというのか？
さあな。思うのだが、私でなくても聖杯は同じことをした。
That is a fair
あれ
answer.
はそういうものだ。万能の杯というが、その中
Exactly.
に満ちたものは血と闇と呪いでしかない。
Also, there's an angry Matthew in there. I'm sorry, angry Mango.
お前も見たのだろう。聖杯を破壊した折、そこから溢れ出した闇を。アーチャーはそれを浴びてしまっただけだ。お前が聖杯さえ壊さなければ、アーチャーとてこのように迷いはしなかっただろうよ。
よまいごと。聖杯は持ち主の願いを叶える魔法の鎌だ。ならばあの火災はお前の願望ではなかったのか？
Did Kirei imply that Gilgamesh wouldn't be doing what he's doing right now if the mud didn't spill on him? I know it attempted to corrupt him, but it didn't because his ego's too fucking big, but that is interesting.
結果だけはな。だがその過程は私が想像していたものとは違う。私はただあの土地から人がいなくなればいいと思っただけだ。
Wow.
そもそもお前たちは想像力が貧困だぞ。願いが叶う。それはいいが、では願いとはどうやって叶えるのだ？まさか願った瞬間に世界が変わるとでも思っていたのではあるまいな。元の聖杯はどうあれ、今の聖杯は力の渦に過ぎぬ。
Right, right.
精密な計算、相互作用による矛盾の修正など論外だ。あれはな、ただ純粋な力に過ぎぬ。巨大な兵器と同じだ。持ち主が富を願えば周囲の人間をことごとく殺害し、主人に幸福を与える。
That's fucking crazy. And which is, yeah, that's true. It's essentially just a weapon.
わかるか？あの底なしの魔力の鎌はな、持ち主の願いを破壊という手段でしか叶え
That is
ら
an
れない。
excellent
欠
definition
陥品なのだ。
for this Holy Grail.
それでは話が違う。万能の力、持ち主の望み通りに世界を変革するのが聖杯ではなかったのか？
違うものか。聖杯の手段は実に理にかなっている。人を生かすということは人を殺すということだろう。
This old quandary.
この世は全て等価交換によって成り立っている。その中で突出した出来事を望むのならば、何かを食いつぶして飛び上がるしかあるまい。調和など気にしていては願いなど叶わぬ。つまりは弱者からの略奪による変動だ。それこそが最も効率の良い変革だろう。
I can understand Saber's surprise. If Kotamina is telling the truth, this Holy Grail is far from the Holy Grail she wished for. A power that only grants the wish of its possessor. The usurper that grants the wish of its possessor at the cost of everything else. That is the true identity of the omnipotent power given to the master and the servant. Omnipotent, sorry.
ならば聖杯というのは
持ち主以外のものを排除するこの上ない毒の壺だ。お前も見ればわかる。あれはな、際限のない呪いの塊だ。そしてそれは私にとって
And that delights me.
喜ばしい。聖杯に触れるのは聖職者の夢だがね。人を殺すためだけの聖杯が存在し、ましてそれを扱えるなど、まさに天上の夢でも見ているかのようだ。
I love Kirei. Saying that, the priest laughs. It's not a polite laugh like before. A laugh from the bottom of his heart. A holy laugh without any evil. That laugh forces me to realize this man is not human. I cannot let him have the Holy Grail over anyone.
ではお別れだ。
I'm just thinking of the crazy foreshadowing of when they first met in the church, and Kirei was like, every superhero needs a super villain. Or needs a villain to defeat.
ゴミを始末しろ。ランサーは小僧、アーチャーはセイバーだ。
The priest turns his back and goes up the stairs. The only ones left are me and the two servants. And Saber, standing as if to guard me, glaring at her enemies. Time passes. We have to defeat Lancer and Gilgamesh to escape outside. It's impossible to beat them. We have to do something and regroup, but...
シロ、
Saber mutters while looking at the enemy.
無理を承知でいます。決して私のそばから離れないでください。
Okay. I trust you. She grasps my hand firmly. That tells me she's ready.
分かった。意地でもついていくから、俺のことは気にかけるなよ。
I nod to her. I can barely walk right now. Saber and I both know that. With that in mind, Saber's told me she will break through this. So what can I do but nod?
はい。信頼しています。
She replies in a small voice.
いざ。
Letting go of my hand, Saber runs to the temple. The two figures react to her movement. Only Saber and I are surprised. Lancer's fighting Gilgamesh, isn't he? Lancer's lance that should have attacked me goes for Gilgamesh. Oh my goodness. Gilgamesh's longsword repels Lancer's lance as if expecting it. Dude. Holy fuck.
そうか。随分と軽い槍なのだな。
To separate without any sign of hostility.
言っておくが、貴様の標的はあの雑種だ。セイバーは俺に任されたものだと覚えているか？
ああ、それね。悪いが気が変わった。令状で命令されたわけじゃねえしな。
Oh shit, I love you, Ku.
させてもらうぜ。
Damn right. Saying so, Lancer faces Gilgamesh as if protecting us.
ランサー、あなたは。
くだらねえことなら口にするなよ。別に貴様に肩入れしているわけじゃねえ。俺は、俺の心情に肩入れしてるだけなんだからよ。
Lancer points his lance at Gilgamesh. He really intends to let us go.
まあ、いい加減我慢の限界でもあったしな。ここまで舐められて、おいそれと命令を聞くほどよくできた人間じゃねえってことだ。
ほう。では契約を切るということか。聖杯は目の前だという。
Gil is chilling. He does not care about any of
貴
this.
様は。
He's just like, oh, really?
てめえと一緒にするな。元よりな、俺は二度目の聖なんぞに興味はない。いや、英雄なんて連中はな、どいつもこいつもそんなものに興味はねえんだよ。俺たちはこの世に固執してるんじゃない。果たせなかった未練に固執するのみだ。
Damn.
まあ、てめえみてえに欲の皮が突っ張った音量には分からないだろうがな。
なるほど。 死に際が鮮やかだった男は言うことが違う。この裏切りも英雄の誇りとやらに沿ったものか。まったく斧が信念を貫くのは厳しいな、ランサ
I
ー。
love the way you said Lancer. The air behind him distorts. Weapons appear in empty space.
ランサー、あれはあらゆる宝具の原型を持つもの。我らの中で最も古い歴史を持つ英雄王です。いくらあなたでも1対1では。
ち、そうかよ。なるほど。道理で偉そうなわけだ。やりたい放題やって国を滅ぼしたって野郎だからな。そりゃ少年が腐ってる。
ランサー、強がりを言っている場合では。
いいからさっさと失せろ。助言なんざしやがって何様のつもりだ。かばった程度で仲間意識持ちやがって。たく、これだから育ちのいい騎士様ってのは気に食わね
え。Lancer urges Saber to run. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Saber hangs her head for a second.
ご分もこの恩は必ず。
Maybe in another timeline. Taking my hand, she runs through the stairs.
しまった。逃がしてしまったか。
Dude, Ku is just consistently a bro. Actually, no, she never gets to pay it back. Fuck, I just realized that. Damn it. But he is always a bro. Besides Heaven's Feel, he didn't have a chance. Bro Kulane. Gilgamesh just watches us go, not trying to follow us.
なんだ、セーバーはてめえの獲物じゃなかったのかよ。
When Gilgamesh is calm, it scares me.
いや、実はな、俺もこのような決着は好みではなかったのだ。貴様がやらなければ、俺が同じことをしていただろう。
See, it's also just whimsical and entertainment for him. It's like nothing. It's why he's going to lose, but still pretty intimidating. We go up the stairs. She is worried about me, so we aren't going up that fast. Ignoring our slow pace, the confrontation underground escalates without limit. The murderous intent continues to grow.
どういうことだそりゃ。てめえもセイバーを逃がすつもりだったのか。
当然だろう。俺にセイバーを殺す気はない。
That thing.
あれは
Damn.
俺のものだ。だが、聖杯を呼ぶためにはそういうわけにもいかん。儀式の完成にはあと一人。
Oh, so Gilgamesh.
サーバントに死んでもらわなければならぬからな。
He wanted this all along. 1,000 swords appear. The Golden Knight grins. That's why he was able to block Lancer's surprise attack. Lancer wasn't the only one trying to launch a surprise attack on his ally.
初めからそのつもりかよ。てめえ。
If Lancer, the only thing Lancer can do is just throw Gay Bogue, use Gay Bogue, and just hope it gets Gilgamesh.
言ったであろう。貴様がしなければ俺がそうするつもりだ。
I forget what Gilgamesh's luck stat is. Wait. Oh, A luck. Oh, a Lancer screwed then. Okay.
褒めてやるぞ、クーフーリー。これは俺にとって理想の展開だ。
The distance between the two decreases. Before I see them clash, we leave that place. About fucking time. And now for Kirei. Wait, status screen. Is it about Lancer's master? I mean, regardless, I'm pretty sure I've read all of these. Yeah, I've seen this stuff at least. I guess just the master settings updated. I stop. My body tells me I'm at my limit.
シロ、ここで休みましょう。これ以上はあなたの体が持たない。
そうだな。悔しいけど、これじゃセイバーに迷惑をかける一方だ。
I move away from Saber and sit down on the grass. The wound on my chest is still there. It stopped bleeding, but the hole is still there.
気持ち悪い。
Even though the pain is gone, I have a hole in my body. Just looking at it makes me sick and I wonder why I'm alive like this.
シロ、傷を見せてください。
Saber crouches and looks into my chest. Here's Johnny. It's a bit embarrassing.
いや、いいけど。
では失礼します。少し痛みますが、耐えてください。
Oh dear. Saber's finger runs across my chest. Then, I don't know why, but she places her hand over my wound and digs into it. My body jumps. Saber's hand mercilessly digs into me and...
何を
She's digging into me with her bare hands. It should hurt. It should hurt, but... There's no pain. Rather, pain seems to disappear around the places Saber touches.
終わりました、シロ。鞘に魔力を補充しましたから、半日もすれば傷は癒えるでしょう。
You are incredible. Taking her hand off my chest, Saber looks relieved.
サヤ
Oh yeah, by the way, I don't understand at all.
セイバー、サヤってなんだ？前もそんなことを言ってた気がするけど、もしかしてそのサヤってお前のサヤのことか？
Saber's sheath. The sheath of the sword Excalibur. The sheath of her sword is not invisible air. In the legend, the sheath of Excalibur was a noble phantasm that makes its possessor immortal. But she shouldn't have that. King Arthur died in the Battle of Camlan because that sheath was lost. Saber shouldn't have the sheath right now.
はい。私の鞘はあなたの体の中にあります。それを確信したのが昨夜というのは私の落ち度でしたが。
俺の体の中にバカな。
As a conceptual
そんな
weapon,
突拍子もない話が。
if I recall correctly.
そうでしょうか。思えば簡単なことだったのです。シロは私を召喚した。今までそれを偶然だと考えたことが愚かでした。英霊を呼ぶには英霊にゆかりがあるシンボルがなければならない。マスターとしての知識もなく魔術師としても未熟だったシロが私を呼ぶにはそれを補ってあまりある接点がなければならない。それが私の鞘、失われたエクスカリバーの鞘だったのです。
いや、それはそうかもしれないけど、だからなんだってそんなものが俺の中にあるんだ？
それはおそらくキリツグが行ったことでしょう。前回の戦いでエミやキリツグはエクスカリバーの鞘を触媒にして私を召喚した。聖剣の鞘は持ち主の傷を癒す宝具です。私には治癒能力があるし死ににくい。それより死にやすいマスターが鞘を持つ方が戦いには勝ち残れる。
じゃあ親父も今の俺と同じような状態で戦いを勝ち残ったってわけか。
The Kirei crushed his fucking heart.
おそらくは。そして戦いが終わり、私が消えた後、キリツグは焼け跡の中をさまよい、死にかけている子供を見つけた。だから、
My bad, I'm sorry.
その子供を助ける手段は、彼には一つしかなかったと思うのです。
I unconsciously place my hand on my chest. On that day 10 years ago, I accepted death looking up at the sky. My whole body was burned, and maybe it really was burned to ashes. When Kiritsugu found a kid barely alive, he had to rely on what he had on hand. The sheath of the holy sword that protects the life of its possessor. He must have saved that dying life by implanting the sheath.
じゃあ本当に？
はい。分解され、原型をとどめてはいませんが、確かに四郎の中には鞘があります。それがあなたの治癒能力の源です。
けど俺一度死にかけたぞ。学校でランさんに刺されて、それで。
That's right. Someone saved me at that time. When I came to, there was no one there, and all I found was a rock. I took the rock home, and because I thought it was something important, but it is still at my house right now? Is it still at my house right now?
それは私と契約する前の話でしょう。鞘は私の宝具です。私が限界し、魔力を注がなければ宝具としての能力を発揮しない。まあ多少は魔力さえ注げば持ち主の命を保護するでしょう。ですがそれも微弱なものです。死にかけた人間を救うには鞘そのものと同化させるしかなかったはずです。
そうか。すまんセイバー。お前の鞘をこんなことで使っちまって。
何を言うのです。シローは私のマスターなのですから、私のものを使うのは当然ではないですか。それにシローがそうなのだと知って私は嬉しかった。何も守れなかった私でもあなたの命を救えていたのですから。
Fair fucking enough. Her smile is so brilliant that I have to look away.
シロ、傷が痛むのですか？
My heart does.
いや、そうじゃない。いいんだ、気にしないでくれ。セイバーは何も悪くない。
I hide my blushing face and shut my mouth. Dude, that was crazy. I couldn't save anyone, but I'm happy I saved you. Dude, there's so many fucking, so many levels to the who saved who that day. It's fucking crazy. I wonder how long we've been like this. Just as I start to calm down, Saber quietly says,
キリツグは正しかった。彼は私を裏切ってなどいなかったのですね。
He says so as if regretting her past.
セイバー？
Now she understands why he did what he did.
あの聖杯は私の求めるものではなかった。いいえ、元より聖杯など必要ではなかったのです。キリツグはそれに気がついていたのでしょう。
Her murmur sounds more like a confession. Saber apologizes to a person she cannot apologize to anymore. She looks at me, to part with the wish she held for so long. She doesn't say anything. My heart understands just by being beside her. Aturia sought the Holy Grail. A lonely king who needed to believe that ruin was unavoidable with the Holy Grail. A girl who wished for what would happen if she could redo the selection.
セイバー、それは。
分かっていました。やり直しなんてできないのだと。私はそれを知りながら必死に自身を偽り続けてきたのです。
But this is the end. Her long battle will finally end.
ありがとう、シロ。あなたのおかげでようやく取るべき道が分かりました。ええ。あの聖杯もこの私もあり得てはいけない夢だったのです。
She murmurs that she would still like to be forgiven. It was a mistaken wish, days that were not to be wished for, but the weakness was just a passing dream a girl saw. What should I feel listening to her? Saber's answer is beautiful. Decision full of dignity and purity, just like her. She is proud of her past and has accepted the end that awaits her. And now, Saber has decided to follow her oath until the very end. She doesn't even need to tell me what that means. She will not hesitate any longer. And I find that beautiful. A dark night, from the moment I was captivated by her figure in the moonlight, I have loved her. So, regardless of what awaits ahead, there's only one thing to be done.
Saber, 聖杯を壊そう。
I love that this is the conclusion that they keep coming to. I say so, throwing aside my attachment and my selfishness.
はい。あなたならそう決断すると信じていました。マス。
Saber nods in response. I can't smile back at her. It takes all I have to suppress my heart, telling me I don't want this. Still, there will surely come a day when I can be proud of being trusted by this. Like this. I get up. Now that I've decided there's no time to rest. It's clear what must be done and the enemy is clear as well. There's no time to stop. Today we will end this long battle before tomorrow comes. Oh my goodness.